channel. My name is Mark. This is Man on a Mission Fishing. Thanks so much for joining me today. In today's video, we're going to talk about power sourcing your boat. We'll talk about starting battery, trolling motor batteries, even get into an electronics battery. Kind of go over what the boat came with when I bought it, the starting configuration, and the move to where I am today, what configuration I'm running this past summer. Originally the boat came with a full complement of the interstate batteries. I had a 27 group battery, I believe was the starting battery. The trolling motor batteries were 12 volt lead acid deep cycle batteries for the 36 volt Ultrex that I have on the boat. The trolling motor batteries were the first to go. I believe they lasted 5 years. Then I started to have a little bit of trouble with them not charging full or discharging faster than I thought they should. End up not having enough power at the end of the day. Fish generally that 6.5 to 8 hours a day, like 3 to 4 days a week. So a lot of time on those batteries. They lasted 5 years. I was satisfied with that. Ended up changing those batteries out. Ended up made a mistake. Ended up getting some more lead acids. Bought through Batteries Plus. Ended up getting the Duracell Platinums. Looked up reviews and such, and everybody had fairly glowing reviews on them. They ended up not being the battery for me. Now, that could be the charger that I had. I kind of noticed at the end of the life of those batteries that the charger might have been having some issues. But I generally think it was the batteries. I just don't think they were great batteries. I think they lasted 2 years. 2 years I think I ran those Duracells. Ended up swapping out those lead acid batteries for lithium this past year. So ended up going through website, ordered online, had it delivered. Ended up getting a Pro Guide battery. Watching a lot of fishing YouTube and a lot of reviews and such. A lot of guys really were happy with the Pro Guides, and I was very happy with it this past year. I wish I would have gone to lithiums a little bit sooner, but they're very expensive. I just bit the bullet and went for it. I mean, fishing is my passion in the summer, and I got to have equipment that's going to work, and this battery seemed to be great. We'll see how it goes for year number 2. The battery I ended up buying was it's called the 36 VM75, so it's a 36 volt 75 amp hour battery. It comes with its own app, able to see the charging and where the status of the cells and all that stuff via Bluetooth. Worked out great. It's got a set of 3 access points, 3 red, 3 black. So I put the Ultrex on one set, and I put the charger on another set, and I have one set that's unused. But it's been a great battery. It hasn't gone below like 50% for the entire year. Now, generally, I'm not a hard driving person on my trolling motor. I tend to like to move more slow. So I'm not a 9 and go guy or a 10 go guy. I'm generally, depending upon the wind, between 3 and 6 probably. Although I did have a couple instances over the past summer where I was fishing some mini tournaments where I was on 8, 9 in big wind and waves and trying to hold on spots and stuff. And I think that was the only time I saw it maybe go below 50%. It might have been 45 one of those days, but 50, it rarely went under 55 for me on a normal day. So great battery, lots of juice. Very happy with that battery. Nice and light. I can take that in and out of the boat, no problem. Got to take it out in the winter. Don't have a heated garage, so I can't have a lithium battery below freezing. So take it out, bring it into the house during the winter, but it's only like 35 pounds, so very easy to take in and out, much easier than that starting battery, which is a beast, 50 to 70 pounds or something like that. So yeah, the trolling motor battery, can't talk highly enough of the customer service I had with ProGuide. They were fantastic while I was ordering it, once I got it and was setting it up, answered all my questions. Definitely would buy again from them, and probably will in the future. Now, my starting battery was a 27 group, and I ended up having trouble with that after I added a third unit to my electronics. Added a 360 unit on the front, so I ended up running two Helix 10s on the front and a 12 on the back. The front was running the 360 most of the day, and the back was usually running side imaging for Rick, because Rick likes to watch the side imaging. So a lot of juice coming off that battery. So ended up having trouble when I would start the motor, the graphs would go off. And that was just so annoying. I just couldn't stand that. Plus, I knew that if I would run live wells, which I don't very often because I don't really fish tournaments, it would run out of juice even faster. So I ended up replacing that with a X2 Power from Batteries Plus. That is a 31 group battery, bigger battery, quite a bit bigger than that 27 group. It has a much bigger cranking power on that. It's over 1100, I think. So that thing has been a beast for 2 years. So even with that X2 Power battery, which was great, 31 group, I was still having trouble on occasion with the graphs degrading, the voltage dropping on the graphs. It wasn't bad enough that the motor would go off all that often, but the voltage would drop enough that I could tell that the signature was, the screens were degrading, and I wasn't able to pick things out as easily on the 360 or the side imaging. So I ended up deciding to go another direction for my electronics. And then I ended up buying a lithium battery for my electronics this past year as well. So I upgraded the trolling motor batteries and got a new battery for my electronics. So once I took the 3 lead acids out of the back for the trolling motor, I had 2 open slots for battery. So I put in that 36 volt trolling motor battery, and then I ended up adding a 16 volt battery for my electronics. And that battery I ended up buying through Powerhouse Lithium. Now, the reason I went with Powerhouse instead of ProGuide was I believe the ProGuides either weren't on the website at all at the time, or they were sold out and they said they weren't going to come until like May or something like that. Well, I need the batteries by April so that I can use them, So I ended up going through. Can't wait. I'm too anxious. Ended up buying through Powerhouse, another good company. I mean, they treated me well. Battery came. It's they're both LiFePO 4 lithium phosphate batteries. The 16 volt Powerhouse Lithium is a pH 16100, so it's a 100 amp hour battery. Way more than I needed, but I figured if I bought another unit for the front, if I end up running 3 units on the front, 1 on the back, or 2 and 2, can never have enough electronics, right? So if I end up getting another electronic bag, these have good warranties. I think the ProGuide was 11 years, 10 years, 11 years. I think the Powerhouse Lithium was similar. So I can't remember exactly, sorry. Maybe I'll look it up and put it up here. But the Powerhouse is also a Group 31, so it's a long one, but it's very light. It's even lighter than the ProGuide. So, and that's 100 amp hour, and that battery has been fantastic. Use that all year this year. Run my boat, 6.5 to 8 hours a day, 4 days a week. 3 units on basically constantly. Never saw that thing drop below like 55% all year. So that was a fantastic, and no degradation in voltage. So crystal clear screens, that is the ticket. If you're going to get a new battery and you can afford one, I would go for the lithium. They can't be beat. So then I ended up with 3 different battery companies, 3 different voltages. Sounds like a charging nightmare, right? Well, I thought so too until I looked at the ProGuide website, and by God, they had a battery charger that fit my needs perfectly. It's called the PGC-21236, and what that has is it's a 3-bank charger. It's got a 12 volt 10 amp charge for my starting battery. It's got a 12 volt or 16 volt 1-bank 10 amp charger. So I have the 16 volt battery on that bank, and then it's got a 36 volt bank 10 amp charger for my trolling motor battery. So I replaced my old Minn Kota battery charger, onboard charger, with this ProGuide charger. Went off without a glitch all year. That thing worked great. Everything was charged overnight. Even on some nights when I had short nights, it charges fast. So yeah, it ended up being a great season for my electronics. I couldn't have been more happy. So I'm looking forward to getting out there this year, re-rigging the boat for my electronics, get those batteries back in the boat, and see how they do for year number 2. Year number 1 for the lithiums went off without a glitch. Oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to mention. I ended up running dedicated high gauge wires. I ran them myself in the boat for my electronics. So my they hook directly up to a switch in the back of the boat that the battery hooks to, so I can turn them on and off, and through a breaker. And it's dedicated line for each. It's a dedicated line for each unit, so that they're not sharing load on a single line. So I think that makes a difference too. It keeps the power more clean. 2 of the cables I had, 2 of the cables Intune Marine put on when they rigged that unit for me, and then I bought a cable online through Bass Tank, I believe it was, and ran it myself to my other unit this year. So now I've got a switch in the back that turns that on and off with breakers and fuses, so that it doesn't run through my normal switch that came with the boat. Oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to mention was I did run a couple of tournaments mini tournaments this past summer, where I did run my live wells basically all day. And now that the electronics have their own dedicated battery, and I'm not running them on the same starting battery, I had virtually no issues with voltage droppage, obviously, on the electronics, and plus the live wells ran all day and had no trouble with starting the boat. So very happy with what I did. Cost me an arm and a leg practically last winter, but I couldn't be more happy. I'm very anxious to get back in the boat this next summer and get it re-rigged and see how it performs for year 2. So thanks so much for joining today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.